So this is how I know that a lot of the chemicals, a lot of the plastics that we are using nowadays are full of these petroleum-based estrogens, because this thing has broken 3 or 4 or 5 times all around this lid here, and this is supposed to be high-density polyethylene. This is supposed to be polyethylene. Polyethylene isn't supposed to simply crack and bust like this. Not when it's flexed. Polyethylene is supposed to be infinitely flexible. It's not supposed to be a plastic piece of crap. And so, and things like ethylene containers, not this, but like those blue containers which hold and house the mushrooms, they're not supposed to crack under the sunlight. They're supposed to last almost indefinitely, as long as they don't get too hot. And they didn't. And it's just being exposed to the sun, they would just break and crack and just become brittle. And that's never happened before up until basically 2019, 2018. Just basically until the COVID mandates, whenever that was. And so like, most plastics, especially like this is supposed to be like polycarbonate. It's not supposed to be soft like this. This is a little too soft than what I remember polycarbonate is supposed to be. Polycarbonate also comes with different hardnesses and strengths and like grades and like different formulations. But this is especially soft for polycarbonate. This melted at an unusually low temperature for me. And it's just things like that. Like, it's just things that, so when all happened when they changed over the BPA. Stop using BPA. Because that's what they were using to basically dumb down and control the population. And so when they replaced it with the petroleum-based estrogens, it caused all of our plastics to crack. Formulations which should not be cracking. This thing, I've already repaired this twice, and it's been like, it keeps developing more. Even it's got one over here now. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff, guys. Like, it's just, so do what you can to minimize your plastic use, and yeah, tell your plastic companies no. Like, I tried contacting them a few times before on Twitter. Didn't work out all that well, but yeah, do what you guys can to limit your your exposure of plastics. It doesn't really matter what kind of plastic it is, what kind of plastic bag. If it's made in the last 2 or 3 years, it's got that petroleum-based estrogen. It's all within this thing. It's coated in it. It sucks. It's water-based. It's both water and oil-based. It's like it reacts to both. So basically, no matter what it touches, it becomes part of it. It leaches off a little bit into it. And you don't need all that much for it to affect your system, for it to dumb you down, for it to make you feel icky. It just makes you feel icky. It makes you feel shitty. It's like, it's not really even pure estrogen. It's like it's a petroleum-based derivative. It binds to those receptors, and that's all it does. But yeah, it's weird, guys. It's absolutely funny. It's just crazy shit. But that's also why those containers as well, the ones that I'm using for pulling water out, that's why they break and bust so easily. That's why all the plastic busts nowadays so easily, and it shouldn't. That's why all our plastic is so breakable nowadays. It's like flimsy. It's so brittle. I've never remembered it being this weak. It's like plastic is supposed to be something which almost lasts indefinitely in the sun, and it's not. And they're using that mandate basically as an excuse or a reason, or as a justified reason of introducing these petroleum-based estrogen compounds into our bodies. Then we need to stop them for it. We need to find them for it, guys, because this is lowering our health. It's lowering down all of us, and we don't need to take that. We have a choice. We have a voice. That's why this container behind me busts so easily. I was trying to scoop it out with my scissors, right? Trying to, like, 'cause it's hard. It's basically it's cocoa butter. It's very tough when it's solid, and like I barely even like touched the side, and my scissors completely broke through. Polypropylene is extremely brittle nowadays. Why? It shouldn't be that way. Especially when it's had all the petroleum-based estrogen leached out. It becomes extremely brittle. It loses part of its physical structure, and it develops holes, and it becomes weak. And it's like, it shouldn't be this, you know?